This is going to sound like so much hate, and I swear it's not.
Welcome to the Warner Brothas Podcast. My name is Keenan, joined by my brother Kyle, joined by Timmy. Super Bowl Sunday. Guys, it's right around the corner. Like, how can we not be excited right now? How are you guys doing today?
Super Bowl Eve.
It's Super Bowl Eve. Super Bowl Eve. How you guys doing?
Not too bad. It's kind of crazy to think that this is the last football game. This is it. And then we get to talk about football, and then it'll be gone for a whole off season.
Yep. We got a couple draft things, and then we'll get right into nothing until preseason and fantasy football and all that stuff.
I've got some topics lined up for the the March and April and May and June months. So I think we're gonna have football covered pretty good. I will say, for whatever reason, last off season seemed to go by super quick, like more quick than usual. Like the stretch from February to July felt like it went by. I mean, we talked about this. The whole entire 2025 seemed to fly by. So
yeah,
maybe we'll get another one of those for this off season.
Wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be bad at all. Let's hope. Where do we want to start today? I know a lot of things that went on. Obviously, Super Bowl predictions, of course. NFL awards. Kyle, I know you have a few things as well. Where do you want to start?
Timmy brought up awards. I mean, we can do a light review of the awards before we get to all the things at hand.
Okay. Let's go over the NFL awards. Is there anyone in particular that shocked you guys?
I think I wasn't shocked by Matt Stafford winning. I mean, it was the closest MVP race I think they said in a long time.
I think since 2003 when it was Manning, or 2002 when it was Manning and McNair, like the duel,
the co-MVPs.
MVP.
I think what shocked me was that somebody voted for Justin Herbert, and I think wasn't there another person who got some MVP votes?
Josh Allen got two, and then Justin Herbert got one. And like, it's crazy to think that if that Justin Herbert guy would have voted for Drake May, he's the MVP.
Yeah,
like because it's 10 points for a first place vote. So like if he would have just switched his vote, even if he had Drake May at 2. Or if I had Drake May at 2, technically, then it would have, it's crazy to think that one vote switch would have made Drake May the MVP this year. But it's crazy. I don't think the wrong guy won it, though.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think, I think both of them were deserving of it.
Yeah.
I just thought it would be like last year where statistically the better QB doesn't get it because he's not the most valuable player. He just was the best player. Doesn't mean MVP. So I was expecting May to win it, but completely happy that Stafford wins it. I think here's a question: Is Stafford a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I think he punched his ticket. I think he punched his ticket to the Hall of Fame, but not first ballot.
Interesting. I think there's an argument for it. He's got a Super Bowl. He wasn't the MVP in the Super Bowl, but he has one. And I remember when we argued Eli Manning, who, by the way, did not make it again this year.
Good. I said good, like I am like I actually personal vendetta.
Like he influenced it. He's like, damn right he didn't.
Good.
One of the arguments I remember Kyle making was, were you ever the best in your class at any time in your career? And Eli wasn't. He never led the league in any stats. He never was clear cut the best. Whereas now Stafford has an MVP, so he can at least say that in 1 year at least, probably 2 years. The first year he was in LA, he was also one of the best in the league. So I think the argument is there. I really do. But yeah, that one surprised me a little. I was expecting May, and Stafford, just as deserving.
Yeah, the argument definitely could be there. Sorry, I was saying that the argument could be there for sure. He's a weird case, where he, in this second half of his career, he's definitely been cemented as top 5 in the league. But before that, when it was like, I always mention the core four of Brady and Manning and Rodgers and Breeze. Stafford was routinely between like 13 and 9, depending. The talent was always there, but he never elevated his teams. Partly that was, Detroit's front office doing, but there was times him and Megatron had the teams and, they'd be either first round exit or on the edge of a wild card or something like that. So he's a weird case. I do think he's kind of like me and Keen will talk about, speaking of Eli, like had Eli just gone to Pro Bowls and just like consistently made the playoffs after that second Super Bowl win, he probably just coasts into the Hall of Fame. I kind of feel the same way about Stafford. If he plays for, let's say, 2 more seasons and they're contending for Super Bowls and he's definitively top 5, he can definitely sway some opinions, I think. But, what's first ballot anymore if Bill Belichick's not first ballot, right? So who knows? But I could definitely see Stafford. I could see it going either way because he seems to be a media darling too.
He's become that. Early career was similar to what kind of Justin Herbert is, without like as bad in the playoffs, but kind of just like that really talented quarterback that just can't seem to win a playoff game whenever he gets there, obviously. So, and he did have some talented teams in Detroit that just didn't get it done, but it also wasn't because he melted down and played horrendous. But since he's been on a new roster in a situation over the last 5 years, he's been perennially one of the top 5 to 6 quarterbacks in the league, really one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, depending on where you have him there and age-wise. So that's always been my argument with Eli, is I've just never really felt that he's been ever like a top 5 quarterback. I know people would probably argue that after his second Super Bowl, because like you won another Super Bowl against Tom Brady, because like in those moments, but when you have 26 touchdowns to 15 picks and then 18 to 27, like it just, there's a lot of years with Eli. It's just like, okay, but this is an Eli conversation. It's the Matt Stafford conversation. I think he punched, I think with another, sorry, yeah, it is a Hall of Fame conversation. So Eli kind of comes into that play because he's there, but Matt Stafford, I don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think if he won another Super Bowl, he would be. Or if he was to get to like 500 touchdowns, maybe. He's at 423 right now, so that means he'd play another 2 seasons and have 36 touchdowns, or 37, 38 touchdowns in each of those seasons, which would be like he ended his career playing like at a high peak level. But first ballot, probably not, unless the ballot is weaker, where you don't have the guys like next year. You have like Rob Gronkowski. You have people coming in next year that are going to be like, oh, okay. And then Tom next year. And then obviously his is going to be years down the line, but still. All right. So obviously Stafford won MVP. Myles Garrett, of course, Defensive Player of the Year. We talked about this. Unanimous. Duh. It needed to be unanimous. Comeback Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey. No shock to anybody. I'm going to go to Carson Schlesinger did win Defensive Rookie of the Year. It was really between one of a couple guys. He was there.
I think then really it comes the only storyline. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just going to set it up and basically say, so Offensive Rookie of the Year was Ted McMillan. There's a couple places that one could have went, but Mike Vrabel's Coach of the Year and Jackson Smith and Jigba as Offensive Player of the Year were the 2 ones that I felt were extremely up in the air, that were like high relevant. I mean, Offensive Rookie of the Year is 2, and that one was up in the air, but those are the 2 where you could have given me 5 or 6 candidates kind of on each side. And I was going to get your guys' thoughts on Jackson Smith and Jigba being Offensive Player of the Year and Mike Vrabel being Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, to me, the only crazy thing that happened through the ceremony was the whole Drewski thing. Drewski saying, like, Jackson Smith, nigga, but like whatever he said, like, it was funny because we've all made that joke. I don't know if Tim's made that joke, but like, people have made that joke.
It's not allowed.
And,
Tim's historically said, no.
And I actually like Drewski. Like, Drewski's like super funny. I don't find him corny, but I actually like wrong place, wrong time for that joke. You know what I mean? It felt kind of, I felt kind of corny. It's pretty prestigious for JSN. Like, there's a lot of incredible players who've won that award. So it kind of
This
cheapened the
is
moment.
an amazing time in your life. You just achieved this big thing. You're about to go to a Super Bowl, and you get outshined because Drewski wants a social media moment. So,
Essentially.
yeah,
Well
people are
said.
going to remember who won the award, but not because of what JSN did, because of what Drewski did. That's why, people that don't watch football are going to remember that. So I agree. Wrong place, wrong time. And I am not a fan of Drewski. I think he's very corny. Don't think he's very funny. So I think that it irked me more because I didn't like Drewski prior to that. And I was like,
Yeah.
nice. I sound like an old grandpa that's like, damn it, kids these days on social media, things like that. So, but yeah, I thought that was just really weird.
It was very NBA of the NFL to have Drewski up there. Like, that's something the NBA would do. I'm wondering why Drewski's even in that moment with Barry Sanders, of all people. Like,
Barry
why
Sanders. That makes
like,
sense.
let that be Barry Sanders and like
Barry
Calvin
and
Johnson.
Megatron. Yeah, exactly. Perfect combo to announce the award. No, you got Drewski. Half the people that watch the NFL don't even know who Drewski is, but they know who Barry Sanders is. Why the hell can't he read the award?
I don't see. That's the thing that gets me. Why is Drewski reading that award? Like, why is Drewski like cool? So, like, Drewski is called for in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks from 2 weeks from yesterday, Drewski's gonna be called for, and that's the Celebrity All-Star Game. We'll need him then. Like, that's fine, and like it's fine for him to be there, or a week. Actually, I think it's a week. But
next
anyway,
week, yeah.
This next Friday, like that's when you're needed. Drewski is the Celebrity All-Star Game. At the NFL honors, to me, that's just not where we're like, let's pull the Drewski card. So that's my thoughts. Like, I just don't know why we need to do that. And again, if you're gonna pull the Drewski card, you're right. It's very prestigious place. Work on pronouncing the name, pronunciation. Like, I know as an announcer, if there's a name you don't know, you'll have it. Yeah, that's the thing.
He did that on purpose. He knew it. Like he knew how to say it properly. He just thought
even
it
if
funny.
Or even it would have been weird, obviously. But even if it was like JSN, everybody knows.
Everybody calls him
knows.
JSN.
Everyone knows.
Now they're calling him the Emerald City Route Artist. It's coming all over TikTok now.
Yeah, like if you would have just said if you would have just said JSN, people are like, okay, they didn't professionally say his name, but we're good with it. But I was fine with JSN winning the award when it comes to that, because I thought it could have been McCaffrey, it could have been Bijan had an outside case, but obviously team success if you want to take that in. And then obviously Puka Nacua, and you have JSN who won it. So I think I was fine with any of them winning it, and so JSN winning it, shout out to him. And then just quick, Mike Vrabel, very deserving. Liam Cohen could have won it. Kyle Shanahan could have won it. Mike McDonald could have won it. I could keep Ben Johnson could have won it. There's other coaches that could have even been in that conversation too, but perfectly fine with Mike Vrabel winning it. 4-13 team, taking him to 14-3 as a 2 seed. Yeah.
I've been saying for weeks how the Pats are the most well-coached team I've seen this year, and that they outperform their talent level oftentimes, even if they had a bit of a weak schedule. Like, you can just tell they're supremely well coached. That being said, I did not expect Josh McDaniel to win Assistant Coach of the Year, like giving even more credence to this claim. Like, for you to win Coach of the Year and Assistant Coach of the Year, that kind of shows how well coached you are. But I mean, I thought, and probably you could have this any year, but like, there's probably 12 coaches who could have won Assistant Coach of the Year between OC and DC. So pretty dope that Josh McDaniel won it, though. And it makes me wonder, because we were saying before this, like, I really don't remember that award being handed out. Maybe it's just skipped my mind, but I do wonder how many times maybe Josh McDaniels won that. There's been other years he's had outstanding years, right, with the Brady years and Gronk and all them. So I wonder if this is McDaniel's second or third time.
I thought that award was newer, like as of a few years ago.
Yeah, 2014 was the first year of it.
But like, as for like actually giving the award out and like getting social media posts about it, I feel like I didn't start seeing it till like a year or two ago.
It's a pretty prestigious list of
Yeah,
people.
it's going to go to pretty much the best coordinator
Yeah.
when it comes to
And
offense or
a
defense.
lot of them have become really good head coaches. So you've got Todd Bowles was the first one in 14, Wade Phillips in 15, Kyle Shanahan 16, Pat Schumer 17, Vic Fangio 18, Greg Roman 19, Brian Daboll 20, Dan Quinn 21, D'Amico Ryan 22, Jim Schwartz 23, Ben Johnson last year, Josh McDaniels this year. So I mean, you've got Ben Johnson, D'Amico, Kyle Shanahan for Todd Bowles, like for Dan Quinn, like a lot of like really good like coaches in the league, not even just like assistants, but like good coaches. So it's a good list to be good list to be on.
It's hard. I don't know when they vote on this award. So I don't know how much of it is like influenced by the Super Bowl when it comes to voting. Like if I was voting 4 days ago on this award, it would be hard for me not to pick Vrabel because it's like they made a Super Bowl. You know, they went from a 4-win team to a Super Bowl. Not many coaches can say that. And in fact, all the other coaches that are eligible for this award didn't do that. So like he's the most deserving of it. Here's a question. Who the hell is Tiffany Haddish? She was the girl who announced this award. Who the hell are you? I've never heard of you, seen you in my life, and you, like, they didn't, hey, his name is Vrabel. Verbal. That made me so mad.
So Tim just said, like, before, he's like, now I sound like the old man. He actually did just sound like an old man pronouncing her name Tiffany Haddish. It's Tiffany Haddish. You want to talk about unfunny?
I'm doing justice.
You are. You want to talk about unfunny, man? Like she was like super popular about 10 years ago. Yeah. And every time she would pop up on the screen, whether it was a commercial or an award show like this or anything, I'd be like, who the fuck finds this girl funny? I'm a big time Tiffany Haddish hater. And I actually saw social media that night, like when it was going on. I saw people online like being like, oh, this girl's never been funny. And I'm like, good. I'm glad people share this sentiment with me because I've never been a fan of Tiffany Haddish. Like Drewski, his online skits, like actually funny, like actually draw from real life. If you find them not funny, fine. But Tiffany Haddish, man, like I've straight up never laughed at any joke she's ever said, ever. I don't think so.
Yeah,
big
like
time.
the whole
she mispronounced Vrabel. Is that what she did?
Yeah, she called him Mike Verbal.
Oh my god,
like VUR, and I was like, that makes me mad because like from a production standpoint, whoever's producing this show, that's like number one priority. You know, it's like going to your graduation and then mispronouncing your name. I would hate that for that to happen. You know, I'm supposed to be being recognized and you're gonna mispronounce my name. It's like disrespectful almost. That's why Drewski also kind of pisses me off there because obviously you know what his name is. Just say it correctly. This one, she didn't know his name. That's why she mispronounced it. And the fact that nobody said before, like, oh, I could see how this could be a confusing name. Let's make sure she knows how to say it. Makes me mad, man. It's from a production standpoint. It's wrong.
And also, why are we getting personalities to announce these things? This isn't
exactly, man.
This isn't the Grammys. This isn't the Oscars. This is like
we had Jackson Dart reading that like prologue for the MVP award. That makes sense. He's an NFL player. Why can't we get Tom Brady to announce this award? Or why can't we get somebody that is related to football that knows that's, you know, conditioned? Like
honestly, at a music ceremony, it'd be really weird for me if I just saw Jim Nantz like giving out and could Jim Nantz do it well? Of course,
Buck.
Because like if Joe Buck is up there, like could he do it well? Obviously, and would like in the reverse roles, would he be better? Yeah, because like obviously that's what he does for a living, is those kind of reads and everything. But we're at a music awards. Like I like people within music, or like with like celebrities within that realm. Like I'm at an NFL award. Like give me just people within the NFL. Just put Joe Buck up there. Just put Jim Nantz up there. Tony Romo. That's the people we need to submit their awards. Like, and give them the awards. So we just not ruin the moment where we're like, oh man, now we have to go talk about Tiffany Haddish, or how we have to talk about Drewski because they can't pronounce the names of these people. Like, what are we doing? Just get people who in the position that should be there.
To give credence to what you're saying too, like I can't remember the last time I've watched like the Grammys or any real award show. And, entertainment awards, they're largely like fake awards, right? They're kind of
Mm-hmm.
pre-picked, pre-selected. Um,
Yep.
These awards are actually voted on. These awards are actually like the press votes on them. I think if it's anything like the NBA, voting probably ends immediately after week 18. They're submitted, they're fresh, and then, they get released roughly a month and a half later. So these are awards where people actually have suspense about them. I mean, I'm sure there's suspense like at the Oscars and Grammys, but to a large degree, like there's a different process with that. These are actually like you said, these are kind of prestigious awards, have NFL personalities. You can have the celebrity personalities, but like save them for a different part of the show. They have moments in the show where it's supposed to be funny. I've never actually watched the NFL honors. I will say that I've probably combined to watch maybe 2 minutes. Maybe I've seen it on, and then, selected on it for a second and then get out of there. But I don't know. Yeah, it seems like you'd want it to be a bit more prestigious, a bit more serious, right? Like I said, it seemed like a very NBA thing to do to have those type of personalities.
Yeah. But that's enough on the. Okay, golly. But I'm with you guys. You would think. But is there anything else on the awards that we want to talk about more, or?
I was
Tim?
surprised. I was a little surprised on the voting, how it turned out for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Pretty much every other award, I could understand how the voting worked out. I was expecting Tyler Shuck to get a few more votes, and I was expecting Jackson Dart to get a few more votes. I can't also remember. There were two other. Gray Zabel was one. Travion was the other one. The fact that Tyler Warren wasn't even like a finalist kind of blew my mind, because I thought he was deserving of winning the award, and he wasn't even a finalist for it. So that was kind of confusing. But Tet had like 70 votes or something when it came down to it, and everybody else had like less than 5. So I thought that was a little skewed. Like, I thought Chuck was deserving. I thought you could have given it to Jackson Dart and that would have been fine. But I guess they were the playoff team, so it makes sense. But
Yeah.
One thing I hate in this day and age, like, it does seem like, especially in the NBA, I can't speak to it in the NFL. It actually seemed like this year, and I think we commented on this, it seemed like this year awards talk was pretty tame until like after Thanksgiving, honestly. Like there was some Stafford buzz all along, but that's because he was a media darling. But in the NBA, like, awards talk will start pretty damn early. And then it seems like there's this thing of like groupthink with the awards where it's like, oh, we've been talking about it for months. Like, we got to give it to him. That's kind of what it seems like with Tet. Because again, like Warren, especially the first, 10 weeks when the Colts were rolling, like he was a guy. He looked like an all pro. So for him to like completely not even be a finalist for Offensive Rookie of the Year, and then we just kind of give it to Tet, who emerged late, I don't know. I don't really love that. I would have loved it if Shuck got it either, even though he was somewhat deserving. But Warren's a guy who played. I think he played all 17 games, right? He didn't miss any games.
yep, didn't miss them.
And
He
was an
still
impact guy.
He was an impact guy after Daniel Jones too. Like, yeah, he had some down weeks with Rivers, but he definitely had some great weeks with Rivers. So,
For sure.
yeah, the fact that Gray Zabel got a nomination, like, I get it, Seattle's line was much improved this year, but like, come on.
Yeah. I'm there with you. Tyler Warren should have gotten more votes. Easily could have gotten more votes, but okay, Kyle, you have some questions here. You have some prompts, or maybe that you wanted to.
Yeah, we got to
get
liven
into?
the show up. We got to get it's Super Bowl LX weekend. It's Super Bowl LX Eve. Like, let's talk about it. I mean, let's start here. Correct me if I'm wrong, or correct me if you guys don't feel the same. Is this the least star-studded Super Bowl we've ever had? At least in recent memory. I can't say ever, but in recent memory, is this the least star-studded Super Bowl of memory?
You know, when you think about the Offensive Player of the Years in this Super Bowl, the runner-up for the MVP is in the Super Bowl, you think the answer should be no. Like, it should be like, oh yeah, no, we've got some stars. But like, the biggest star past Mac, or I keep calling him Mac Jones. Drake May is like Stephon Diggs, low key, and like that's just
Yeah.
kind of like a mid star. And then on the other side, it's like Kenneth Walker behind JSN, and then some defensive pieces that are very good. But I could agree that it's probably one of the least star-studded. Usually, we see a superstar on each team, but maybe that's just because for the last fucking however many Super Bowls, we've always had either Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady in them. So like that makes sense when it comes to stars. But
So like the thing about it is when it comes to star-studded with Super Bowls, you typically lead from the quarterback on, and you don't typically get two teams that are on the come
Yeah,
up. So both of these two teams were not expected to make the playoffs this year. It was trendy to put the Patriots in the playoffs. In Seattle, some people thought like possibly they could sneak in as a wild card, but no one had either of these teams getting to the Super Bowl. Typically that's on one side. So you'll have like the Bengals. Oh, no one expected them to get to the Super Bowl, but you've got Joe Burrow, you've got Jamar Chase, you got T. Higgins, Trey Hendrickson's really good, Jesse Bates is really good, and like obviously you're talking stars, so really it's just Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, and if you want to kind of start to throw T. Higgins' name in there, depending on how he was at that time. But then on the other side, people expected, like, did they assume that the Rams are going to get there as a possibility? You got Stafford, you got Aaron Donald, you got Sean McVay, so like you have that coming in. So it's a little bit different when you have two sides that really don't have that. But I mean, we do have the MVP runner-up, but Drake May doesn't like present himself as such yet. This is one of those Super Bowls that I think right now, Kyle, you are right. It is like not really startling, but like in 10 years, if we look back at it, it could be. Because we could think, oh, Drake May is really good. A lot of the players on the defense for the Seahawks are really good. You have some players on the Patriots side that are really like people who could ascend. Because like Travion Henderson could become a star running back, and then you could think, oh, that was a young Travion Henderson, but it was Travion Henderson there. So it's kind of like you retroactively do that. The way we think of like the Patriots in 2000 when they're the 2001 Super Bowl when they beat the Rams, like that Patriots team feels like it has a bunch of stars on it now, defensively, and then obviously Tom Brady offensively. But at the time, they were a really good defense, but maybe not thought of in the same way. But obviously now that you have the years go on, the profiles of those players rise, and the game that they play profiles rise too. So
yeah. I think the difference with those Super Bowls you named that's different from these two particular teams is like Bengals, Rams. The Bengals dethroned the Chiefs. So you have that.
Yeah.
You have a lot of eyes on that ball game to where, okay, all right, now we got to watch the Bengals and see what they do in the next round. Like there was at least buzz around that Super Bowl. And of course, familiar football names, like you said, with like Stafford, Cup, Odell, Higgins, and Chase.
Yeah.
And then that Brady Super Bowl, I mean, they beat a loaded Raiders team. They beat a Steelers team. That's like, that's a banner football team. The Rams were the hottest team in the league at that time, coming off a Super Bowl win, or 2 years removed maybe from a Super Bowl win. So you had a lot of just storylines there. And then like Tim just said, yeah, we got JSN, we got Drake, but Kenneth Walker, like you're not going to get many casual fans excited about Kenneth Walker or about maybe Stephon Diggs, maybe, but the other guys in the Pats, like, they ain't really going to care about. But it is, like you said, Keen, it is a moment for people like Travion or, some of these young guys to really make a name for themselves, or Sam Darnold, obviously, or Drake May. So I don't know. There's still not really any buzz around this game. Maybe I'm ignorant to it because I really haven't consumed any media, podcast or TV or otherwise about the Super Bowl, but it seems like no buzz about this game to me anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. How's it been for you guys? Do you think there's any juice to this game, to this matchup?
I agree. I haven't seen a whole lot of like posts, trying to like embolize this as like a heavy hitting Super Bowl or anything like that. I don't know if it's just not coming across my timeline or what.
And
Yeah,
no
I've definitely
controversy
not
either.
seen. Yeah, exactly. I feel like most people, when it comes to like betting, they're on Seattle. They think Seattle's better. They're gonna win, and that's just kind of like how it is. Like nobody's really tried to make the case for the Patriots. So it's interesting. It's funny that I bring up Stephon Diggs as like the next guy in line on the Patriots. Whenever Gabby sees Stephon Diggs on TV, she doesn't say, "Hey, is that former All-Pro wide receiver Stephon Diggs?" She says, "No, is that
Cardi
the guy
B's?
dating Cardi B?" Like that's why people know who
Yes,
Stephon Diggs is
100%.
when it comes to that. So yeah, it's funny. That goes both ways because she does the same thing with Josh Allen. She goes, "Oh, that's Josh Allen. He's married to Haley, whatever her name is, Steinfeld or whatever. I don't remember her name,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's kind of the feeling I get for the Super Bowl. It's like a lot of mid-tier stars, which are great. Like Kenneth Walker is a star. He's not a superstar. He's not like a budding superstar, but he's like a star running back, can be a star. And he's about to get the shot to prove it. No Charbonnet in this game. So I still think we're going to get a great game, even without the stars.
Yes. And that's where I was about to go to, because it feels a little bit Thunder Pacers last year. I know obviously Shea's becoming like Shea's a superstar. I'm not trying to make him sound like he's not, but like the Pacers side, there's like not really many household like, oh, Pascal Siakam's arguably the third or fourth best player and probably the fourth best player in the series. It's like Pascal Siakam. Like when you're used to, oh, it's Steph, it's Draymond, it's Clay, it's LeBron, it's Kyrie. When you're used to like those names, and then it's like, oh, it's Pascal Siakam. Jalen Williams didn't really arrive on the scene like that, where it's like, okay, you're a casual fan. Andrew Nemhard, Aaron Nesmith. So like it's not like those names where you're like, oh, yeah, you're not really excited for the Aaron Nesmith versus Lou Dort matchup and how that can affect a game. Like so, but the series was phenomenal. Like it was a 7-game series. We wish Halliburton didn't get hurt, but like the series was phenomenal. It wasn't like the World Series where it's Yamamoto. It's like a bunch of just names, and it lives up to the hype there too. So that's why I think this game could be really good, because you do have two teams who do a lot of things well. They're both very well coached teams. They're both buttoned up. And then you do have some storylines of Drake May, second in MVP, second year. If he wins the Super Bowl, youngest player to ever win the Super Bowl, second youngest to get there as a quarterback. Then obviously Sam Darnold go from seeing ghosts against this team to resurrecting all around to winning. Last time this team was in the these two teams are in the Super Bowl. Obviously the Malcolm Butler, which is interesting there too. Just that these teams always play close games. Like if you go through all of their games in the past, like all of them are close. So hopefully it's going to be in the same realm. So we have a good game. But you're right, the names aren't there. I think this is one of those Super Bowls that 7 years from now we might look back and think, oh, the names were there, but at the time the names aren't.
Yeah. I say names, but it just seems all around the matchup. Like there's just not much. There's not much juice here. Like just for us football fans, like yeah, it's a good matchup. Like you said, Keen. Like both teams have plenty to offer for an intriguing game. I think it's the combination of storylines, the players, like we said, and then I don't know. There's just no controversy. Yeah, how you got there, and it seems like it kind of seems like the biggest star in this game, honestly, is the Patriots logo. Right? Like if the Pats were to win this game somehow, honestly, that would probably be the best for the NFL. I mean, this is how people talk about the NBA, so it's kind of nauseating, but that's weirdly probably the best outcome for the NFL. I mean, they win no matter what. Like they're going to be great no matter what. Like eyes are going to tune in no matter what. It doesn't matter if the Seahawks win, but weirdly, if the Pats win, that probably does create the most intrigue for everybody this offseason because, man, the Patriots just this year went from the darlings to the most hated. Like people cannot stand that the Pats are in the Super Bowl. So that's like, if the Pats were to win, you would get a lot of that in itself would almost be controversy because it's like, how the fuck did this happen? How'd y'all let us back?
Because it'd be and also it'd be like not fraudulent. Like if the best thing content wise, if the Patriots won and Sam Darnold melted down, because then it'd be like, this team sucks. They went to Jared Stidham, CJ couldn't play, Justin Herbert. Now they get Sam Darnold. This team lucked up on the easiest.
Let me give you another one.
And then go on.
No, I was gonna say, like, if they win, like if they have one of these games where we we've talked about like a 6-5 game. We'll jokingly throw that out to these nothing games. But if the Pats won similar to how they did against the Broncos, like that would be controversial. Like that's because people already think the Patriots don't deserve to be there. If they won another unremarkable game and it was like nobody really played well, but the Pats just kind of won, yeah, people would be very unhappy.
In the same year that Robert Kraft again doesn't get in and Bill Belichick doesn't get in and Tom Brady is out there saying I don't have a dog in the fight and now Patriots fans are upset with Tom Brady. It's like it'd be Kyle, the evil empire would be back in 1 year. We'd be back because people would then now be like, this team's a bunch of frauds. And then next year they would go and be like, this wasn't even a real Super Bowl team. Like, what are we doing? So I'm like, oh man, a great game nullifies all that conversation, but a bad game and a Patriots win just intensifies and amplifies all of that. You're 100% right. If this game
is a blowout, like if they lose in a blowout fashion,
100%.
Told you they were frauds. They shouldn't have been there. We could have had.
They would have got blown out by Bo Nix. Are you kidding me? They're they're lucky. C.J. Stroud just robotically.
They're lucky the Broncos took out the Bills because they would have creamed them in
the Josh Allen would have been like So, and it's crazy that if the Bills were if the Bills were in the position of the Patriots right now, this would probably be such a different conversation just because of Josh Allen alone and literally just Josh Allen, because outside of Josh Allen, it's not like the Patriots and the Bills don't have like the same amount of stars. Like there's not no one else on there. You're like, it's like some players, like obviously the Bills are good, don't get me wrong, but there's not a bunch of names where you're like, man, but just because Josh Allen got to his first, can Josh Allen do this? Is Josh Allen now going to Josh Allen's definitively the best player in the league. Can he become, how high can he go in the all-time greats? And like the conversation around this would be so different if just Josh Allen or even if Matt Stafford, because then you'd be like your two top two MVP candidates are going back and forth. Stafford could become a first ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion, if he wins another Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP, 2 Super Bowls and an MVP. Yeah. So interesting thought on that, Kyle, but yeah.
And
first
at
one
least with
in
the
a
Bills too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, at least with the Bills too, if you had James Cook, like you've got that. You've at least got an explosive offensive player. Like in this game, it's pretty much JSN as your most explosive player in this game, and then everyone else.
Be cool if Travion could get going, but yeah.
And yeah, Travion, of course, too. But I mean, like as far as a consistent possible all-pro guy, Cook's in that category. But I do wonder if the Seahawks were to win, if Darnold were to win MVP, or at least play well, do they perform exorcisms on the Patriots and officially he does not see ghosts any longer? That's what I wonder.
Yeah, and you'd have some animation that just shows him like the ghost like leaving and just like the ghost turning into Casper. There's some friendly
there's
ghost.
an AI animation after the game.
It's just an AI animation. It's just like the ghost turns into Casper and then goes next to Sam Darnold like, hey, I'm friendly.
I do want to point this out. Tim kind of gave me this idea about a week ago, and he mentioned Stephon Diggs. Think we might have to vote next week, possibly, on NFL Worst Man of the Year. Stephon Diggs would easily be a top 3 candidate for that category. So I do think we should introduce that to the WBP in the NFL lexicon as well. So
yeah,
they were calling it the O.J. Simpson Man of the Year award.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
That's funny. Hilarious.
Aaron Hernandez definitely won it in whatever year that was, 2013 or 2014.
Aaron Hernandez
that was a unanimous one, yeah.
The thing about Aaron Hernandez is Aaron Hernandez has been winning it since he was in college. And they're like, wait, how did a collegiate player win it in 2010? Like, how did he win it in college?
Vontaze probably had a couple, too. There were definitely a few.
Oh, absolutely. Antonio Brown in 16. Oh, Antonio Brown had to.
He stole it. That year he ran off the field, he stole it. That was a memorable.
Yeah.
That was a tight race, the Antonio Brown run.
Unfortunately, Hall of Famer Adrian Peterson might have gotten in that, at least in the finalist conversation.
And then last year, about 15 years late, Brett Favre would have been a finalist.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
This could be a real thing.
100%. Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy,
Hardy
100%.
absolutely won it. Absolutely won it that one year.
Greg Hardy,
He had to go to-
absolutely.
He had to go to the UFC. It got so bad.
Yeah,
Was it Chauncey Billups running the illegal gambling ring or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
So put him in there.
Mike Vick, unfortunate, but Mike Vick would have had to have been there. Bam.
Mike Vick, that was like Curry's 2016 MVP season. Mike Vick's Mike Vick going to jail for dogfighting. Yeah, that was
that's an all-time great shock. Like, well, we didn't see this coming. This happened. That's an all-time. No, that's comparing Mike Vick to that and to Curry 2016 is crazy.
This is exactly why we're having this award again. Possibly, we might have to do it the Monday after the Super Bowl. We'll see. We'll have to do some deep dives on the research. Don't think it'll take me too long to find stuff because the NFL, for whatever reason, is littered with dudes who just do not want to behave.
And unfortunately, like, if you want to go through it, I mean, Bill Belichick has to be, and Tom Brady may have to be. I mean, obviously, if we're talking that, if we're talking the NFL realm, obviously, of Spygate, like, Flake, and all that stuff.
It's like
but
the
if you
most
only want to do personal
crime,
things,
though, of all of them.
No, those are.
We got like murderer, dogfight, and then we got like Tom Brady, who's like, I just want like 3 less PSI in the ball. Like, come on.
No, 100%. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. Go on, Kyle. There's a receiver for the Cowboys, an ex-receiver for the Cowboys, in like 2013, who had like kilos and kilos of coke he was moving around. I cannot think of his name. Oh my!
I actually don't remember this one.
Oh man, me and Iro used to bring it up all the time just because he's a Cowboys fan. We were like, what?
Richie Incognito. He might have won it that one year, which turned out to be fraudulent. The street said.
Sam Hurd. There we go. That is a guy. He had kilos and kilos of cocaine. Yeah. All right. There we go. Go on. Sorry. We're good now.
Cocaine? No, yeah. So a lot of the stuff I actually have here is outside of the game itself. We'll end more with like the analytical view of the game, but I want to ask you guys, outside of the game itself, I'm going to give you 3 options, all right? Whether it's the commercials, whether it's the food, maybe the Super Bowl party itself, or the halftime show. Out of the 3, and if you guys have another answer, actually, I'd love it. What's your favorite part of the Super Bowl outside of the game?
Outside of the game, I'll probably go with just the commercials. I had actually seen a post the other day, and they were like, I don't even want a Super Bowl party. Like, I want to watch the game to enjoy the game. I don't want to have, like, drinks and a bunch of people over that are loud, and I can't pay attention to the game. I actually prefer watching it with, like, a couple people that are interested in the game than to watch it at a place with 30 people that half of them aren't paying attention to. So I think the party aspect of it is kind of overrated. Commercials are great. Food is great, but yeah.
So I have a 2-part answer. Mine is for when the Patriots are in the Super Bowl, and I've been blessed to have that a lot of times in my life. It's the anticipation for the game and the build-up for the game. Because I started this back in 2016, where I watch all the highlights of every Super Bowl that the Patriots were in. The losses and wins. I like to watch all of the highlights to get myself like in anticipating, like, it could be a blowout 85 style. It could be this, or it could be this, or it could be that. Like, it's just all of that. So, like, I like to build up. So, like, when the Patriots are in it, the build up to the game. When the Patriots aren't in it, I like everything else around the game. I like to see the production. I like to see the commercials, the fest. Like, kind of, I guess, just how the Super Bowl and how well the Super Bowl is produced is what I'm really interested in there. And I'm with you, Timmy. It was perfect every year. We went to Grandpa Bob's, Kyle, because it was 6 people that cared to watch the game. We could talk. It's family. We maybe invite a couple friends who obviously cared about sports, and that was that. I don't need to be within 30, 40, 50 people just trying to. Are you kidding me? That's not a hold. No, it actually wasn't a holding, guys. Like, That's not PR. Like, I don't need to hear your yelling. I don't need it. Like, I want to just sit down and watch the game. I really do. So, like, this year I got invited to one and I was like, if the Patriots are in it, I'm not. No, like, I'm not. I need to hear every whistle and I need to hear every snap. Like, I need to hear everything. So
that also brings up whenever you're at like a Super Bowl party like that, you're gonna have somebody that is paying attention to the game, but they just don't know football. Like, they just don't know the rules properly. I remember this 2 years ago. I was watching it with a couple people, and this was 49ers versus Chiefs Super Bowl, and there was a catch. I think it was like Kyle Juszczyk. And he made a football move, goes to the ground, ball comes out, and I'm like, no, that's a catch because he made the football move that secures the catch. And like 4 people were arguing with me. No, he didn't survive the ground. And I was like, if you knew the rules, he got 3 steps in, made a football move. That's a catch. That's literally a catch. It's going to come back as a catch. Guess what? Came back as a catch. And I'm like, I'm the only one in this room that if you put me in a room with 30 people watching a Super Bowl, like, I'm the one who knows the rules. 18 of these people have no fucking clue what they're talking about. And that makes me so mad when they're like so adamant that this is how it is. And I'm like, no, like, I'm sorry, but that's not the rule.
When they think like, and they don't know football and they think they're the coach, like, we're doing this play on this. Like,
why are we just running it up the middle? I'm like, sorry to break it to you, but a lot of the run game is running it up the middle. Like, you gotta.
You try to. What you're doing is you're trying to open up a lane because, like, obviously you can't just get to the outside. These guys are really fast and athletic always. So, like, but yeah, it's that.
Well, we killed 2 birds in one stone there because you guys actually each answered one of the questions I was going to ask down the line, which is, do you prefer to watch in a secluded group, maybe by yourself, or you and yours, or would you rather watch in a Super Bowl party? I think 21 weeks out of the year, I want to watch these games literally by myself, especially on a loaded football Sunday. Like, playoff games, like, I think it'd be cool next year if we could do a watch party with all of us with like either divisional weekend or wild card round. Like, we definitely got to do something like that. But otherwise, I really want to keep it secluded. Super Bowl, though, I don't mind watching that with a party. It's such an event. The game's almost overhyped, which is funny because we talked about not enough hype for this game, but usually the game's overhyped. So it's like, all right, you might as well watch it for a party because, I mean, it seems like how much games actually played is like very little compared to all the commercials, the halftime show, all the other stuff. I mean, the pregame show starts essentially at like noon. Like, pregame really starts like 6 hours before. So there's so much around it, and it's almost become the 4th major holiday for the United States, like, especially after Christmas and New Year's.
Monday
and
should be a half a day or literally a no day. Like,
should be. It should be. It should be. In other countries like Australia, I think they shut down their whole country for like a horse race or some shit like that. That's important to them.
There are certain cities in America where they do, like, I've seen things where the mayor has made it like I think Philly did it where like the day after the Super Bowl, if they are in it, is like a holiday for them, which makes sense because nobody's getting to work in the city when they're rioting and burning buildings down after they just won the Super Bowl. So.
Oh, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was fitting. Yeah, guys, I can't get into work today.
You just like turn the camera around like, sorry, boss. I don't know what you want me to do. I'm going to die if I try to get through this crowd.
I can't get through the city, so I'll be out today. It's a vacation day for me.
All right, let me ask you guys. Top 3 Super Bowl foods. We'll start with Keenan.
Wings, of course. It's guaranteed.
Gotta be.
Buffalo chicken dip is there. And the third one, that's tough because, Kyle, I have a specific, and this is something so I'm going to put for my specific. And it's a Ritz cracker, it's French onion dip, and it's a Dorito together. That's the thing that I always have done since I was a kid. So that's the 3. And the third one I get, obviously, that it's a very effective combo. Because I was like, you get the crunch, obviously, and the chip, the Dorito, and then like dipping Doritos in French onion dip already is amazing. You put a Ritz cracker on it together, makes it into like a little handheld little thing. It's great. So that's for me the 3. Buffalo chicken dip and wings are almost not universal for a lot of people, but like those are going to be 2 of your top 4, top 5. And then mine third one is just a tradition I've been doing since I was a young lad.
I'm going to put buffalo chicken dip over wings. I'm going to put that one. I'm going to take boneless wings, and I don't care if you're going to flame me for saying like I'm a child for eating nuggets, but I can put down 10 wings in the course of you eating 1 wing. So I'm going to take boneless wings.
Au contraire.
Oh, no, not contraire, because I could literally have 4 of them in my mouth. So like you can't do
I don't
that
think
with
you
boneless
understand
wings.
how fast I eat wings.
Don't care.
Not one. You can eat
delusional.
10. You can eat 10 that fast, and I can eat 10 for sure. But
I
10 within the.
I think we should have a boneless versus bone-in chicken wing eating contest. That's all I got out of this.
Well. The only thing is Keenan's got to eat the bones. You paid for them, so you're eating them. That's just how it works.
Okay, then yeah, no, I only got one.
He's got to eat it like a raccoon.
Yeah. Just crunching them down. I think can't go wrong with pizza. But honestly,
Fair.
any item that comes out of a crock pot, like mini, like Swedish meatballs or like little barbecue hot dog things, whatever you want to call them, any of those like finger foods like that, all for it. This year we're doing birria tacos. I'm on a birria kick right now, so we're gonna do some of those. But yeah, the 1 and the 2 are buffalo chicken dip and wings. You can't really go wrong with those 2 items. Shout out to pub cheese. If you've never had pub cheese, a little bit of crackers. I didn't want to give crackers and cheese because that's the whitest answer in the world. Keenan did it for me, so.
Well, Keenan gave his variation. Tim, I'm glad you said that because I believe it was the first year you were with us consistently. We did a Super Bowl preview, and we had Camden on. And he said, we're like, what's your absolute favorite? And he's like, crackers and cheese. I'm like, what do you wash that down with water, bro? Like, you gotta have something filling to go with this like 6 hours of TV that you're gonna watch, bro.
I'm gonna eat 3 sleeves of Ritz with 2 blocks of cheddar. Like,
everybody clear out. Give me all the cheese. Give me all the crackers. They're getting eaten right now.
That's funny.
Do love me some crackers and cheese though. I obviously agree with you guys. Wings is number 1. I would probably go any sort of dip that goes with. I'm laughing at Keenan's reaction because he just looks so disappointed in Camden's answer from like 3 years ago.
What are we doing? Crackers.
His very first answer was my favorite part. Like Keenan was like, "Yeah, wings," and I think Tim was like, said what he just said now, like, "Yeah, buffalo chicken dip, pizza." Camden's like, "I just love crackers and cheese." Which I do love crackers and cheese for football too. But number one's a little crazy.
That's fine. But God, number 1, are you kidding me?
I'm gonna go wings, some sort of dip to go with chips, whether it's salsa, whether it's like a chili cheese dip, whichever, buffalo chicken dip, obviously. And then underrated shrimp cocktail. I think shrimp cocktail is good.
That's a great
Any sort of hors d'oeuvre. Any sort of hors d'oeuvre.
They put down 20 shrimps.
Hell yeah. And Keenan, you've mentioned our grandfather Bob. Shouts to Bob. He would do this unique combination. My mom does it now. Actually, she's kind of mastered this. It's the pigs in a blanket, like the mini hot dogs, wrapped up in a croissant or a mini croissant. Then you got the shredded cheese on it. Then you got salsa on it. It sounds like a combination that wouldn't go together, but it's incredible. And then kind of like Keenan, I kind of had my own Sunday ritual with crackers and cheese, honestly. So it would be a cracker, habanero cheese, get Cabot habanero cheese, super hot, pepperoni maybe if you want it, and then I throw habanero salsa on that bitch too. So a spicy little snack.
Yeah. Another thing that we don't have at the Super Bowl typically, but it's something that I wish we might do at the Super Bowl a little more because Mom does it. It's the scallops wrapped in bacon. That's a Christmas tradition for her. Fire. So like it's something that doesn't happen at the Super Bowl, but if it did, if if we added it to the Super Bowl food playlist, I would be okay with it. So I'd be pretty happy with that one. But
You might have to chef it up this year.
I might have to convince Mom to get it done. So
I gotta say this. Had I not gone to Toronto last week for my birthday, Keenan, I would have bought a ticket to watch the Super Bowl in Tennessee with y'all this year, but obviously didn't happen. I even considered buying one on the quick this week, but I was like, no, there's no way that's gonna happen. But maybe next year, surprise visit for the Pats. Could have been a surprise visit for me, but I'm all traveled out.
That's fair.
What are people's thoughts on the halftime show this year? There's a lot of controversy about it. I mean, if you've listened to this podcast, I'm a Bad Bunny guy. I think at the least he's going to put on an incredible show. I think most of the performers, like even if you don't like their performances, I think we at least get good shows out of these people, good production out of the performers. So what are your expectations from this show? We'll start with Tim.
I think it'll probably be a good show. I don't listen to Bad Bunny very often, so I honestly couldn't even name a song of his. But there have been other artists where I was kind of in the same boat where I might know a song or two, but I really don't listen to them, and they put on good performances. So I'm not expecting this to be a bad performance. We get this argument every time. They go, "Oh, I'm not watching the Super Bowl halftime show." Okay, I don't care. I'm going to watch it. It's going to be good. They said this about Kendrick Lamar last year, and Kendrick was great. So I think it'll be fine. If you really want to tune into Kid Rock on the alternate one, be my guest. That's going to be the worst Super Bowl show in history. I guarantee it. I absolutely guarantee that an 87-year-old Kid Rock is not going to be better than Bad Bunny. The question I have,
Alabama.
Does Bad Bunny sing primarily in Spanish?
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be confusing to me to try to follow the songs, I think, but I still think it'll be a good stage presence because I've heard clips of songs and the songs flow well. They are good songs. Just because I don't understand them doesn't mean they're bad music. Tim, I'm actually excited. I think it'd be good.
You're having birria for your as your big meal for the Super Bowl. So if you're doing tacos in the winter, I think we gotta fully integrate you into the Latin music, Latin cuisine. We're gonna get Mexican or Puerto Rican Tim by the time we get to training camp next year. So
we also get a Green Day to open.
Oh yeah. I think Charlie Puth's doing the anthem too.
Oh really? That's interesting. Take the over.
Yeah.
You said take the over. There you
I
go.
think it'll be good.
It should be. What you got, Keenan?
For me, I think since I don't listen to Bad Bunny's music. I only listen into English music, so I just don't naturally branch out. So I think the production's going to be really good. I think the performance is going to be really good. And at a Super Bowl, that's really what it's about. So it's not always about the fact of, I need to know every single song, because it's not like I'm going to sitting down for a concert. I'm here for the game and the Super Bowl and the halftime show from Easy Edition. So if I get a good production, at it, I'm fine. So I think it's going to be good. For me, it will never have a chance to be this is the best Super Bowl halftime show ever. And it's just literally because I won't understand it. And that's just a me personal thing. Not that it couldn't even be that. Because he could put on just a display. And it could be that. But for me, it won't, just because I won't understand it. So that's that. But again, we've had Super Bowl's always been, the halftime show has always been, it's been hit or miss sometimes. I mean, obviously, Kyle and I have historically on and off the air gone through when the Super Bowl got extremely
I was going to mention this.
Safe.
Yeah, they got very
safe after January.
I remember you. I think you read it. I think you read it on the podcast, or maybe it was just me and you. But you read it to me one time, and I was like, "Extremely safe" is somehow an understatement. It's they completely went with the 60 and up demographic.
They said They said after Janet, they're like, I'm going to read it quick. They said after Janet, they're like Paul McCartney, the Rolling Stones, Prince, Tom Petty, Bruce
Prince was great.
Springsteen, The Who. Yes, Prince was great. But
The Who is probably the most out of touch one. Like, at
And
least those
then-
other guys, like, they still would like reach our parents' demographic or maybe our grandparents' demographic. Like Paul McCartney, even today, is still
Yeah.
a big star. But The
Yep.
who was like big in the 60s, but like
no,
probably
the-
not in
the cra-
America. I don't know. I could be wrong about that.
the crazy they go like they went the kings of pop, so like NSYNC, Britney, Mary J, Nelly, then they went U2, then they went Shania Twain, then they went Janet, and then they said, oh, that happened, Paul McCartney.
No more
Just
nipples for y'all.
Let's just lay it up. We'll get Paul McCartney, we'll get the Stones, then you know what, guys, we'll give you some flair, we'll give you Prince. Too much flair, guys. We'll bring it back to Tom Petty. Like let's bring it back. That's too much. Even though obviously Prince killed it. And then Bruce Springsteen, and then The Who. And then they were like, you know what? We want to commit to our urban viewers. How can we do that safely? The Black Eyed Peas. We got it, guys. Don't worry. we got
Black
it, guys.
Eyed Peas, in my opinion,
Oh.
were the worst Super Bowl halftime show that
It's
I've
like-
ever seen.
I
We
forgot
need
about
to-
that one.
We need to commit to our black viewers too, like our urban, like a lot of different. We'll get the Black Eyed Peas. We'll be okay. We'll be safe. We'll get that. And then it was Madonna, and then they're like, wait a second, Beyonce, she is good. She is accepted by everybody. And then they started to move into like Beyonce. It went from the Black Eyed Peas to Madonna. Then the Beyonce went into Bruno, Katy Perry, Coldplay, Beyonce, Bruno again, and all into what we had. So good time.
I think that's
Maroon
when
5
Jay-Z
was bad
started
to me.
like I forgot about that one.
That was horrendous.
Maroon 5. That's all you got to say. There was a few
With Travis
was
Scott and Big
Coldplay in
Boy
there
too. Yeah, Coldplay was the year with it was Coldplay, Beyonce, and Bruno. That was when Coldplay came out, then Beyonce did Formation, and then Bruno came out. So like it was all three of them, but Coldplay was there.
Yeah, it should be a good one. It
Mm.
at the least is going to be like a crazy production. Like Bad Bunny's a really
Mhm.
good live performer, so I can't wait to see. It's funny because it's really like a 10 to 12 minute performance, but it really seems like it's like 30 minutes. But they really just do a medley and they get through it. And there's so much built-in fake controversy about the show that it's going to be talked about ridiculously no matter what. Especially like if he truly just goes out there, performs, doesn't do anything controversial, doesn't do anything, just performs his songs, there's going to be so much fake outrage tomorrow just because it was not in English. And maybe not, I hope I'm wrong, but ever since he's been chosen, it honestly just seems like fake outrage. I haven't actually had a conversation with anybody who's like, I don't want to see this because he doesn't speak English. Like it seems completely like an internet thing.
Yep.
So
To me, it just that for me personally, it just eliminated it being the GOAT performance. But like that doesn't mean I don't want to watch it. It just like I just can't. Also, real quick question: she'll be there. Cardi at the half. Does she come out? They do have "I Like That" off of Cardi's first album, so you could get
Good
get
chance,
a
I guess.
Cardi. I'm just saying she's going to be there because of Stephon Diggs. So like you could get Cardi to come out at halftime, and that would kind of also help. She's obviously relevant. She just dropped an album this year. You could appeal, or last year, I should say, because it was 25. But you appeal to the American artists or the American public too. Could be something you just throw Cardi out there, let her get the first verse on. I like it. A lot of people like the song, one of her biggest hits. Could just to throw it in. You might.
It's a
You
good
might get
chance.
J Belt. So I think that's going to be my surprise guest features. Cardi, that one song, and be good.
That's true. We do usually ask who would they bring out? Like who's going to be the surprise guest? It seems
I
like it'll
know
be
the
Cardi.
answer.
Let's
Who's
hear
the
it.
answer?
Let's hear it.
Pitbull.
It's possible. It's possible. Has Pitbull ever showed up during halftime?
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
He's got like
I'm
a
surprised he
bunch of
actually hasn't been
fucking-
chosen, honestly.
Bad Bunny came out in 2020. I forgot about that with J Balvin. with the Jennifer Lopez and the Shakira one.
That was a great show. That was a great show, honestly. It
That
was
a
all
lot of
lip sync,
people,
but the
a
production
lot of
was
people are like,
crazy.
man, just naked woman shaking up there. Like, what are we doing? what is America? What kind of show is this? Are you kidding me?
Shouts to Shakira.
Oh man, Cardi's my
As a special
surprise.
guest, though. Special guest. Pitbull's a good guess. Cardi B's a good guess. For someone who's gonna appeal to the American public, he's probably gonna bring out goddamn Outcast. Nah, I don't know. I really can't even put a guess to it. It would have to be Cardi makes the most sense, and Pitbull. Those two like make the most sense, honestly. If you're directly trying to appeal to the American audience, which Bad Bunny's huge in America himself, obviously that's why they chose him. But
Daddy
he was
Yankee.
really trying to appeal to the mainstream with the mainstream. Like that would be the two that have Latin ties, unless he brought out Shakira and J-Lo again or someone like that. So
Could be a Carol G. She's important today to people.
true. Carol G.
Could be.
It's gonna that halftime performance is gonna be lit. Like he's gonna set it off. Like it's definitely gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be a performance for sure.
Yeah.
And Carol G would set it off too.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on commercials? Any overriding thoughts on commercials before we get to the actual game?
No, I was gonna say quickly for me. No, because those ones I just kind of let happen. Like I just go into it with an open mind of like, I know I'm gonna see a Clydesdale, but other than that, like I just am excited to see what comes to play and how
Not
many
last
commercials.
year.
Oh, we didn't see one.
They
That
didn't
was
do their
right. We
commercial last
didn't
year.
see the.
Now
They put them down.
they're saying that they're doing it this year, and I think I've already seen the commercial on social media, which is a shame that they can get leaked like that. But
commercials getting leaked is insane.
yeah, that's so dumb.
What kind of world
they,
do
like,
we live in where commercials are getting leaked?
That's what I was gonna ask you guys. How do you feel about them? Not just leaked; they get straight up released to YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand the point of that.
Like it ruins the moment, in my opinion. When I was a kid, I was straight up looking forward to commercials. Now it's just like it's gone so downhill that like it's whatever.
We'll see
this.
Sydney Sweeney in like maybe 6.
The best one, it's gonna be Tostino's pizza rolls. I don't know what they're doing, if they even have one, but they're gonna make one, and it's gonna be the best one. It's gonna be the most memorable. Stamp it right here. Bet that on Calci. Tostino's.
Okay.
Shout out to Calci.
Calci.
Use our affiliate link. I can get 10% back on it.
I'm gonna say the best commercial gets played during the second quarter. It seems like the first half is probably the most memorable. It seems like they cool down in the fourth quarter. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just my memory of it, but it seems like second quarter is like a prime spot.
We're gonna get a Beyonce drop at the, the commercial again.
Oh man,
that'd be
imagine
be a friend. We get a Kendrick drop at the, the third quarter commercial. New album out now. Kendrick, what are you doing? Like, what are we doing?
Beyonce would have to do like what'd she do? She'd do like heavy metal this time. She did country last time. This one would be like heavy metal or some shit.
Her Lincoln crawling in. It's like, oh, okay, Beyonce.
Just only Linkin Park covers. All right. Transitioning from the commercials, from the halftime show, back to the actual game. What is, and maybe I should have done this before because it's going back to storylines, to you guys personally, and we'll start with Tim with this one. Just for a singular player, an individual player, what is the most intriguing storyline if you could pick one player from each team?
From the Seahawks, it's got to be Sam Darnold, like no doubt to me. He was forgotten about after the Jets, and then not only did he come back and do it with the Vikings, but then he came back again and did it again with the Seahawks. So I think for him to be the first Super Bowl winner of that draft class, nobody would have put money on that, I think, a year after the draft. So if he wins one, that's such a turnaround story to be like, oh yeah, I literally went from being on the fringe, not in the NFL, to winning a Super Bowl and being like a major point in it. Like in the championship game, he played incredibly well. So like, this isn't just like his team has brought him here. No, he has brought his team here as well. So I think that would be the biggest case. And then on the other side, as much as I want to say Drake May, I actually think it's Stephon Diggs, just because he was on that team in Minnesota. They almost got there, and then they get walloped in the championship game. Then he goes to Buffalo, and they can't ever get over the hump. And then it's on a team where he signs to kind of be that number one wide receiver off of an ACL injury. But I don't think when he signed there, he was like, yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl next year. I think he was kind of signing there, thought it would be a good fit, good money, and then now he gets Super Bowl success out of it. So I like that. Drake May obviously is like right behind him because not many QBs can win a Super Bowl in their second year in the league. So, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I will go with two people that you didn't go with, but I agree. Sam Darnold would be my one. And I'm actually going to go off of the Sam Darnold and go with a different thing. And it goes with the New York Jets. And it's like, that's a place where like quarterbacks go to die. I know people say the Browns obviously are a place where quarterbacks go to kind of die. Jets are the same thing. So then it's like guys who may have played with the Jets or some young quarterbacks. Like, do we give Zach Wilson another chance? Do we give like these other guys like other chances? So I think honestly with Sam Darnold, the storyline's just much bigger than Sam. It's how many of these quarterbacks that have been put in terrible situations should get another chance possibly. Obviously they have to show the work, have to have the physical tools and things like that. But how many of these quarterbacks were just not given a fair shot because they were in New York or because they were in Cleveland or a terrible organization who's done bad over the last decade and plus? So that would be off of the Sam Darnold point. That would be kind of the biggest storyline when you're going on that side. And I'll focus more in on the Drake May. Drake May gets into the category of, if he's there, like the conversation could be had best quarterback in the L, just because you have I don't think you'd be there. Like, but obviously top 5 is there. Why is he not better than Joe Burrow at this point? Like he got to where Joe Burrow did in his second year starting, and if he wins the game, he actually won the game. He was second in MVP voting. Joe Burrow has never been that before. Obviously, one vote away from first, but so you know how close could of a year he really did have. And first time, he doesn't have Jamar Chase or T. Higgins. He doesn't have these big weapons. What he has is just very consistent play. He is 23 years old, super young. So you start having Drake May conversations with the best in the league, and deservingly so with how he's played this year and how he's been able to elevate this team. A team that no one expected to be in this game is now in this game. So I think the Drake May story of it's really intriguing. So those would be my two storylines off of Timmy's.
I like where you went with Darnold, especially because it's been such a relevant theme in the 2020s for the NFL, and that's like the journeyman NFL quarterback who kind of reclaims glory, or claims glory, I should say. We saw it with Geno, funny enough, a former Jets quarterback. Darnold's such an interesting case. Baker, yep. Darnold's such an interesting case compared to those guys because like Geno didn't perform well with the Jets, then got buried on the bench in Seattle or wherever else he went, and then just kind of reappeared. Darnold always showed ability, whether it was in New York, whether it was in Carolina, whether it was in San Francisco. Everywhere he went, he showed you enough ability to believe that he could play. It was just never consistent. It was a stereotypical, had all the physical tools, but, would make dumb mistakes, throw dumb interceptions. And he just completely just alienated that out of his game. So again, yeah, you do wonder, you almost got to look for the crop of guys who maybe, like you said, don't succeed their first time around, but if they at least show ability, who can become a backup, learn under the tutelage of maybe a more established guy, or maybe a 50-50 type position. And like we saw with Daniel Jones last year, kind of reclaim glory. Yep. So it seems to be a reoccurring theme, and now we're seeing it on the highest level here in the Super Bowl, and we'll find out tomorrow. For me, actually, I'm gonna go with the coaches. If Mike McDonald were to win, I mean, I remember when he got hired by the Seahawks, it seemed like people didn't really know he was an option to be hired that year, and Ravens fans were like beside themselves that they had to let this guy go. They wanted him to be the heir apparent to John Harbaugh. They wanted him to at least be the DC on their squad. I don't think I've actually honestly ever seen outrage like that from a fan base to where one of their DCs or OCs got taken off their staff, got hired as a head coach elsewhere, and people were just like, again, livid and beside themselves. So if he were to win this early on, this is only his second season. Needless to say, he's on a Hall of Fame trajectory. It's hard to get in to the NFL Hall of Fame as a coach, as we saw with Bill Belichick. But in general, there's not many coaches in the NFL Hall of Fame. So if Mike McDonald were to go from I think they won 7 or 8 games last year, correct?
10. They were a 10-win team.
Yes, they were 10. They were 10 and
they
were 10 and 7, and they were like a tiebreaker out of the playoffs last year.
So
they were first team out.
That's right. So if you got that winning percentage that high early on, and you're 14-3 this year, both teams being 14-3, but you got that high of a winning percentage, and you can add a Super Bowl to your resume that early, and you were already kind of looked at. It's weird to call him a protege because he's he's in his 40s, probably mid 40s, but you're looked at as a young head coach who can really do some things, and then you already got a ring in year 2 on a team that nobody expected to even be here, like Keenan was saying. Yeah, that can do something for your resume. That can do something for, how you're viewed in the league. Look at Sean McVay. So Mike McDonald
He's actually only 38. And so he's kind of,
he's
kind of what Sean McVay was or is just on the defensive side of the football. Like he's just a young, innovative defensive coach that is, okay, you can win Super Bowls as a defensive coach. A lot of the things with defensive coaches has been like you can get to the playoffs, but you might not be able to get to and win the big game always, depending. But no, you actually can, especially if you're someone with this kind of elaborate mind and the way he's coached up this defense. And they're doing it without like a ton of superstars. They're just doing it with a great talent across the board. Like they have like high level players, but they just don't have a lot of superstar names. It's really just a lot of guys who are extremely well coached and high level defensive players across the board. And then offensively, you've got really one true superstar, and then after that, it's some stars.
Yeah, and then on the Patriots side of things, like if Vrabel were to win, he's always been this guy who I think has been considered on the top tier of coaches during his tenure in Tennessee. And then comes to New England, kind of the heir apparent to Belichick, even though Mayo had a year in between there. And it'll kind of be, I don't want to say like finally knocks the door down to get to the Super Bowl, because it's not like he's had a ton of AFC championship games or Super Bowls, but it will cement him officially as one of the top guys. We already knew he was elite, but now he even cements himself even further. Then you're kind of, I don't want to say erasing Bill Belichick's shadow, because that's not necessarily the case. His shadow will kind of always be there, but then you're really cementing yourself as your own guy in New England, and you're officially cementing yourself into a new era in New England. So I don't know. It'll be really cool to see, especially because like Vrabel, I said this when Vrabel was in Tennessee, he's always reminding me of how Belichick coaches. You'd kind of expect that because Vrabel was on 4 of the Super Bowl teams for New England. So you can definitely see Belichick's influence on his coaching style.
He's new age though. Like that's the thing with him is Belichick. Towards the end of Belichick, obviously the defensive mind was always there, but like it just seemed like the innovation offensively just wasn't always catching up. And obviously, I mean, when you have Josh McDaniels and you have Tom Brady, you don't need to always worry about that stuff. Not that Bill doesn't ever touch an offense, but like you have all 2 great offensive minds there. But Mike Vrabel seems to, and he obviously has Josh McDaniels too, but Mike Vrabel seems to be like the new age, what this generation Bill Belichick should kind of be. Well, Bill Belichick was kind of still in that older, I'm sticking to what I'm doing. And like Andy's done a good job of kind of been able to adjust with the times, which is why he's had some good success. Obviously, like you have Patrick Mahomes too, you're going to have success. But so that kind of thing. So you're right. And I think if you get a Super Bowl now, as Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, they won't be ghosts looming. They'll just be like historical figures. It'll be like a Mount Rushmore, where like you just know that's the standard. But they won't be like, oh, if they never won again, it would be like, okay, they got a Super Bowl without Tom Brady and without Bill Belichick. It's super hard to get there. It's the reason why not many teams have won 6 or like anything like that. Like 2 obviously only won 6, and you don't get many chances at this thing. So be really cool. And Drake May wouldn't have to live. I think that'd be wonders for both of them, because you wouldn't be living over the lore shadow of, man, they have to go win this year. Else, like, this is just disappointing. This is disappointing. You get a win here, and you kind of knock that out of the way. And it's like, okay, how many things can we really roll off now?
For sure. What is the most intriguing storyline? We just talked about players surrounding this whole entire game for you. It can be completely ancillary. It could have to do with the Super Bowl halftime show, but around this whole event in general, around this whole Sunday, what is on your mind about this game the most? And Keenan, we'll start with you.
And this is me being a Patriots fan from it, and that's fine. But the thing around it is just that how Robert Kraft has transformed this organization. Because, like, if you just think back from, I was like, so around the Super Bowl, like how the Patriots are just here again. And I understand, obviously, things had to break in certain ways, and obviously you may not get you don't get Bo Nix and whatever. But he took an organization that had been to the Super Bowl once. They got blitzed by the Bears. And then he gets there with Drew Bledsoe. Obviously, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and now getting there with Vrabel and May. It's just kind of like the Patriots went from an organization, and we obviously knew this, but it confirms it now. Like, the Patriots went from an organization that was like, okay, they're just one regular team. And then they became a phenomenal organization. And then now it's like outside of Brady and Belichick, you can still continue to, because before they got there, they didn't win, but before they at least got there and were still like a relevant team. And then now after, took a few years. Obviously, the quarterback, the coach, and things like that matter. But New England's always going to now be a place where you look like, oh, that's a place. That is an organization. It's a top-class, top-flight organization, and it's not just because of Brady and Belichick. So that was kind of one of my biggest, like, around the Super Bowl takeaways. The Patriots being even, like, confirmed as that, if you didn't always think about that. And obviously, it's hard to not think that they were, but, like, just taking Brady and Belichick out of it, they're even coming to a point where it's like, okay, that's just like really a high-class organization.
Timmy.
This whole year, I've kind of been saying how, like, this whole season was chaos. Everything was just unexpected. We were, like, very fortunate to have that year because it felt like the last 10 years of the NFL was pretty chalk. I mean, if you take away that Bengals-Rams Super Bowl, then it was kind of just like, yeah, just pick the favorite, and they'll probably get there. So I'm just thinking about how next year it's probably just going to go back to chalk, and we're not going to have a chaos season like this. This might be like one of the craziest seasons that we've ever seen, and will ever see in our lives. So that kind of is upsetting to me, because I would love to have just absolutely unpredictability. That's like the most entertaining thing to me. And I think next year we're just going to get back to chalk. Oh, the Ravens are good again. Oh, the Chiefs are good again. Oh, these teams that we expect to be good are good. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of touching on actually one of my future questions about the Super Bowl and about this season at large. But what each of you said, like Keenan about the Patriots coming back to prominence, and Tim about how random the season has been and how random a matchup this is. Like, this actually like held up to my snow globe Super Bowl theory that I said before the postseason started. Like, seems like you could just shake it up and we're gonna get any sort of 2 matchups. My biggest storyline, though, that I'm kind of worried about, and I've kind of alluded to this, can the game actually deliver? It should be a good game, and I don't think it'll be a bad game. I actually think if this went the way like the Super Bowl used to, which there used to be no bye week in between. It used to be Championship Sunday on a Super Bowl Sunday the very next week. I think there would be a case for the Seahawks to blow out the Pats if that were the case. I think this bye week helps the Pats a lot, especially when you consider how well coached they are. Especially obviously for both teams when you factor in health. So I think because of the bye week, I think this helps the Pats a lot. I think they're going to be extremely prepared. I think it'll be a one-score game. I do think there's a chance it's just a boring game, though. I think we'll be okay with it, but I think it could be an unremarkable game, and we've had those. We were spoiled with Super Bowls, I would say, since the mid to late 2000s into the 2010s. We were spoiled with incredible Super Bowls. In 2020, they've been pretty good, not great, I would say, so far. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that trend coming. I'd be very surprised to see a classic Super Bowl tomorrow. But then again, you never know, right? You never know. But I am worried about if this game can actually deliver with these two teams. I think the Seahawks are exciting to watch. I think had this been Pats Rams, I think this would have been an amazing game. I think that would have played right into the Patriots' hands. I think they can it would have been like a track meet sort of game with the Rams. I think each team would have went right up the field. I think the Seahawks can muck it up a little bit. And I think the Patriots kind of want to muck it up if it came to that. So I do think there's a chance this is an ugly game, even though it's going to be obviously in Santa Clara and there's going to be good weather. But I think they can make this an ugly weather game in the Super Bowl. By the way, Tim, with the game being in Santa Clara, I guess we could see, or I guess it's not the practice field. Maybe if they use the Niners practice field, we could have seen the whole force field theory put to the test with these other teams.
We're going to see the most injuries ever in a Super Bowl this year.
Just nothing but ACLs and Achilles.
All gone.
So, any more topics on that, or because my question would be? Go ahead.
One quick thing is, I'm looking at all these Super Bowls, like just looking at the scores because I'll remember the game from them. And you're right, we have been blessed with them, but like we do get the Denver versus Panthers 24-10 every now and again, where that was a
boring one.
Game. A fine game. Patriots Rams 13-3. I was happy, but and then obviously, like that was really the only boring Super Bowl the Patriots have ever been a part of with Tom Brady. Like that was that was the only one. Other than that, even like the 21-17 Giants game, you were still like, there was still like on the edge of your seat, like, is Eli gonna do it again, or can Brady get over the? Yeah, that was a good game, and obviously we know the 17-14, those the undefeated Pats that year, but a lot of these games have been really good. And so I'm just hopeful of the same thing, just another really good game. I think this game could also kind of mimic the last time we didn't have we had like a real surprise team in there, and a 23-20 Rams over Bengals. I think this game could mimic that either side, where it was a good game, not a great game. No one was like, man, that sucked, but no one was like, oh my gosh, that's one of the greatest Super Bowl games I've ever watched in my life. It was like a good game.
Kept you in it till the end.
Yeah, it just kept you in it to the end. You were invested, you're involved. Like if you had a rooting side, both teams you never felt comfortable on either side. So that was one of those things. So as a person, if you're like a neutral viewer and you just want to see a good game, you'd hope either something like that or on just a good game level, or obviously a Patriots-Eagles or a Eagles-Chiefs where it was just a light show and the ball's getting chucked all over the place and touchdown here, touchdown here, touchdown here. It'll be fun.
Let me ask you guys this. As Tim brought up, chaotic season, one of the most chaotic seasons we've seen. And honestly, I think this whole decade has been extremely chaotic in the regular season. And I would actually push back a little bit. Like it does end up being, like we do end up seeing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl a lot. Like, so Tim's kind of right when he says chalk, but I do think we get a lot of suspense leading up to that. It's not very NBA-like.
Yeah, it's not chalk. It's if you read the Super Bowl winners and losers, it's chalk, but how we get there isn't. Like the kind of games, because like obviously great suspense in Chiefs Bills, the 13-second games, or a lot of those games, but like Chiefs are in the Super Bowl again. That's the chalk part of it. But like getting there wasn't chalk, but the result is.
Like I would say to Tim's point, I would say if you had a pool of, let's say 10 teams preseason that you thought were going to make it to the Super Bowl, combined NFC, AFC, that probably, yes, 2 teams out of that group often make it to the Super Bowl. And that would be the difference this year. No one had the Pats for sure making the Super Bowl. Maybe some people had the Seahawks. I remember Tim early on last year said like he thought the Seahawks were going to do really well this year. And I thought he was crazy. This was after the Darnold signing. I thought he was crazy for that. I thought they could be good. I never thought they'd do this. So the fact, this is probably the most random Super Bowl in recent memory. So the fact that matched up with the regular season, I want to ask you guys, does this change how you're going to view the NFL moving forward in 2026, in 2027? Do you think we continue to see this trend? Do you think we get back to maybe the blue bloods like the Chiefs, or if someone supplants the Chiefs? Do you think we get back to that? Do you think it continues to be this random?
I think it continues to be this random. And it's because the reason why it hasn't been random is because it's been Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl every year for the last 20 years, like 15, 20 years. Like, it's just that those have been the guys. Like, Tom went to 10, Peyton went to 4, Mahomes has gone to 5. And only one time those overlapped. So, like, that's 18 years out of the last 25 years that we knew one of the, they were going to be there. It was kind of the same way when LeBron went to 8 straight. It was like, all right. And when the Warriors were there, it was like, okay, this Warriors-Cavs series is going to be a really good series. Let's see who wins it. And then it got to KD, and I was like, okay. Yeah, so but going forward with Mahomes coming off an ACL, if he's not there, I don't know Allen can get there every year. I haven't seen him get there once. I don't know Lamar can get there every year. I haven't seen it once. Do I think that Drake May is going to just be Tom Brady reincarnated and just continue to get there now? I don't. I hope I'm wrong, because I don't mind seeing the Patriots every year, of course, but I don't think so. So I think every year now you're gonna get different people different quarterbacks and different people in the Super Bowl. And even now, if you got Josh Allen there once or Lamar there once, that is new. So I think that a lot of this is going to still continue to be new, because I don't think we're going to be in this situation any longer where Mahomes is just going to live there. And if that's the case, then I think we're going to see a lot of different quarterback configurations and then a lot of team different configurations.
I already said last week, 2 weeks ago, that I didn't think Lamar or Josh Allen would get there, so I'm going to have to lean with the chalk side. I think we're going back to seeing who we expect to see in and just not having this amount of chaos. I think I would lean that way.
Okay.
I think I lean more with Keenan, because I think as long as we have a 17-game season, it's going to lend itself to this sort of playoffs, especially when you got the 7 teams in the playoffs. I think we all would have loved the Rams to go to the Super Bowl had they not been playing 3 straight games on the road. That was a lot to ask. I wrestled with that pick. I thought the Seahawks were the better team, right? All around, I think they're the better team, but the Rams seemed like the more prime Super Bowl team. But then you're asking them to go, what was it, at Carolina, which we thought was going to be easy. That was a tough game. At Chicago, which was a super tough game. Then you got to go to the Seahawks. That's a tough road year in and year out, no matter what team you are, right? We saw it with Josh Allen this year. Josh Allen would have had to gone on the road 3 times. He slipped up in the second round. So I think the 17 games on top of that extra wild card game gives credence to more random teams getting to the Super Bowl. And if you've been following the podcast, I kind of think the last 2 years the Chiefs made it. We're, I want to say lucky, but fortunate that they got there. You know what I mean? So, I wouldn't be shocked. I think Mahomes definitely gets back to a Super Bowl at some point. He's too good.
Yeah, I don't think he goes over, but I just don't think he's gonna go to 5. Get 5 more.
I think does he go back to 1? Sure. Two's stretching it. It really is with this with the 17-game season. And especially if they go to 18, like we might never see a repeat champion again if they go to 18 games.
Mm-hmm.
And I said this a couple weeks ago, I really wouldn't mind them going back to 16. That would take a little bit of the randomness out of it. But as far as quarterbacks go, we've seen way too many quarterbacks get hurt. And that would happen regardless, I know. But the injuries just get insane. But hey, that being said, we had an amazing playoffs. Like these were lights out playoffs from top to bottom. Is that Letty again? Letty's making an appearance twice.
Hey,
She's gonna make a Super Bowl pick too. I think I have one more question before we actually make our picks. Yeah, all right. So what's the matchup that decides this game for you? Could be an individual player matchup, could be a unit. But what's the matchup?
I'll take Christian Gonzalez on JSN. I think if JSN can kind of get ruled out of this game, I'm a lot less confident in the Seahawks offense performing because I don't think they'll be able to just run the ball at will. And if you take away the number one threat, I don't know how much I'll love Sam Darnold in this game. So I'm going to be watching that one for sure. I don't even know how much Gonzalez really shadows the one, if he even does, if he rotates sides or not. But I'll definitely be watching that to see. I think if JSN gets loose, it's going to be hard for the Patriots to keep up. I think he is that good, that much of a difference maker. But Gonzalez is also that much of a difference maker, so he could easily take him out.
Letty agrees.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's boring, but I think it's just going to be O-line, D-line. Can Will Campbell and the Patriots offensive line keep Drake May clean? And can the Seattle offensive line keep Milton Williams out of the backfield? Because those are... Whoever wins the line of scrimmage in this game is going to win this game. So I just think that, in my personal opinion, just because I feel like if they're going to make these quarterbacks uncomfortable, you make them uncomfortable, and from there, that's when the mistakes start to happen. We've seen it with Sam Darnold in the past, and then we've seen it with Drake May these playoffs. Baby being baby cute. But so that's that. And then I want to put just a highlight on a little one here that's not two players that don't go really against each other, but Marcus Jones and Rashid Shaheed. And it's because Marcus Jones and Rashid Shaheed are two of the best returners in the game. So you have these two, like, who can be a better returner in the game? Who can do more for them special teams? And then Shaheed offensively, Marcus Jones defensively. They both can, like, Jones can take one to the house. You can pick six or something along those lines. He easily can do that. But Shaheed also could give you a end around for 50 yards or a deep ball down the field. So I think you can even see those two players matched up, like Marcus Jones on Rashid Shaheed, and then they are in the return game. So I think those two specific players going back and forth could be a really interesting matchup and one of those X factor. They can make or break the games. Both of them. Those are two people who were Super Bowl MVP. If you want your long shots, I think they could be like really define a game.
I kind of love that. And especially like I can definitely vision right now, like if Shaheed were to maybe not score a punt return, but break one, and then, maybe he does break one. If he gets one touchdown and then like another long catch or a long run, like you said, I could definitely see him sneaking in to MVP conversation, especially if it's a boring, low-scoring game. If he's got the two most prominent plays, or Marcus Jones, if he's got a punt return for a touchdown. It's true.
Marcus Jones, punt return, touchdown, maybe a late pick six or like a late pick, and just like a quick, maybe like a cornerback sack or a fumble recovery return for a touchdown. Just like he's live to take anything back. So I think those two are really interesting.
I like it. I would have said exactly what you said. It would have been the Patriots defensive line versus the Seahawks O-line for me. I think they've been coached up incredibly well. I mean, the Patriots defensive line has been the star of the show for them this playoffs.
Yes.
So really, I mean, if they can replicate that at all, they're going to have more than a shot in this game. And actually, one reason to love the Pats in this game is that reason. Like they're going to be as well coached as the Seahawks. If they can get to Darnold at all, this is easily a 50-50 game. And it already probably is a 50-50 game. That being said, I mean, this is kind of why it's a fascinating matchup to me. There is a world where the Seahawks blow the Pats out. This is probably definitely the biggest test the Pats have had because they've just gotten these breaks with their 3 previous matchups, as we've said. So this is probably their biggest test probably since that Bills game at home in week 12 or 13. I forget exactly which week it was, but it's been a long time since they've been tested. And even though Darnold's performed well, I don't want to make this seem like hate towards Darnold. I think they get a break that it's Darnold and not Stafford, right? Like there's got to be some degree to that to where Darnold still hasn't gone Sam Darnold yet. He still hasn't had that game where he's thrown 2 or 3 picks, looked shaky. So if the Pats can put pressure on him and make it shaky for him, yeah, man, you gotta love the Pats' chances in this game. You gotta love their chance to at least cover the 4.5. So I do think it's either going to be a Seahawks blowout or an extremely close Pats victory. They could lose close too, but I mean, I do think it's a world where it's like either one of those though. Fellas, want to do picks? Make it official?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know where Brandon Petty is. He was supposed to be here, but
Timmy, you first.
I think we do get a memorable Super Bowl. I think we do get a chaotic ending to it. So, all tied up, 25-25. The Patriots are driving.
okay.
And Jacob May throws a pick 6 to Seattle to seal it. Give me 32-25 Seattle.
Damn. Sounds like a classic, if I'm being honest.
Alrighty. So I've got it 25-22 New England in a very fun, close game. I think the Patriots are going to make Sam Darnold uncomfortable early and are going to be able to get a turnover. I think Marcus Jones gets a pick in this game. I think Marcus Jones is in the running for MVP of the Super Bowl. Like at halftime, he's going to be at like probably go from like plus like 900 or whatever the heck he is now to like plus like 220. Like in like my head, like he's going to be one of those guys that are like, he could be one of the dark horse guys. I think he'll ultimately end up being Drake May. Drake May, 250 yards, 2 total touchdowns, whether it's 1 on the ground, 1 through the air, 2 through the air, whatever the case may be, with 250 and 2 touchdowns. Big Travion Henderson play kind of breaks open the game. Patriots win 25-22. And a fun one that is reminiscent of the Rams-Bengals. Like, I don't think this is going to be an all-time classic where you're like, oh my gosh, but one game where we're like, that was a good Super Bowl. People leaving it have an opinion on it. Like, okay, yeah, good Super Bowl. And the Patriots feel justified. Even if the Patriots were to lose the game I'm saying right now, people would still be like, okay, that was a real team. So I think regardless, I think it's a game where people leave like, okay, the Patriots did deserve to be here. But 25-22 New England, we get our 7th. May gets his first.
23-17 Seahawks. Brings me no joy. I don't know. I feel like if the Patriots, I just said it in the past segment, but if the Patriots get to Darnold, I think the Patriots have an incredible shot in this game. That being said, how can we honestly say how Drake May is going to play? How can we honestly say how Sam Darnold is going to play in this game? Like I'm actually worried that we're going to get 2 not great quarterback performances in this game. I actually think it's going to be a boring game. Thus my score 23-17. Not ugly and boring, but kind of unremarkable. Kind of like, oh, wow, like we found our way to 23-17. You know what I mean? Like a lot of field goals, a lot of defensive stops, a lot of 3-and-outs. I don't think it's going to be a free-flowing game. And I think the better team will end up winning. I don't want to seem like a hater towards the Pats. I don't want to seem like a skeptic towards my own team because this is my squad. But it does seem like, I don't know, they're going to run out of yarn here. It does seem like, all right, you got the Broncos without Bo Nix in a snowstorm. You got CJ Stroud without the one guy they needed on their team to compete in Nico Collins. And somehow they were still in that game. You got Justin Herbert with a depleted offensive line. Now you've got the best team probably top to bottom in the Seahawks. most well-rounded team. They're firing on all cylinders. They didn't have to play that first round. They got another bye week in between. I think it would be a lot to ask of this young Patriots team. I think it's a nice story. I think they're worthy of being in the Super Bowl. Don't get it twisted, but when I replay this game in my head, when I'm like previewing this game in my head, I think more times than not I got the Seahawks winning against the Pats. Though I do think the Pats are live.
So with me having the Patriots in this, I do lean coaching too. It's people who have been there. The staff and play. Really,
True.
you've got Cooper
Very
Kupp.
true.
You've got Cooper Kupp on the Seattle Seahawks side that's really been there, and they might have some like bench role guys that have been like in the moment or whatnot. But like
Vrabel
your
and McDaniel.
leaders, like McDaniels has not just seen like a Super Bowl or two, like any Super Bowl situation you can be in. If we're down 20 points, guys, I've literally coached and came back from that. Like, we're okay in every situation. Vrabel, as a player, has been in 3. So, like,
4.
that's like 4. You're right. 4. Yeah, you're right. 3. I don't like the 4th.
You're right. Yeah, we don't acknowledge the 07.
We don't acknowledge the 4th. But, like, Vrabel has been there, and so, like, he can talk to... Obviously, as a coach, he has been there, like, to the AFC Championship game and been, like, coaching in big sides. So, like, as a coach, he's resonated with the team already. But what's up, Brandon? But you can actually have him as a player be like, hey, in this situation, we did this. In this, we did this. At halftime, they understand the halftime rhythm, the cadence, the routine to that. They understand how this is a production more so than the other sideline. I think those little things will lead to them being better prepared in certain circumstances, in certain situations. So that's where I lean the Patriots, because I think that they're going to be better coached because they're in the position where they know what to expect as the other team doesn't. So that's where I lean New England to.
I like it. You're kind of swaying me, Keenan. I mean, that's the one thing that's kind of I thought about as well as Vrabel's experience and McDaniel's experience in these games. And you're right. They do have it more than the Seahawks on their side, whether it's players or coaches. Mike McDonald's been in big games as well, but yeah, man. I mean, McDaniels has kind of lived in the AFC Championship or the Super Bowl during the Belichick era. Vrabel was a big part of the first Patriots dynasty, being a part of all 4 of those Super Bowls. So, yeah, the Patriots got the experience where they needed it as far as the coaching staff. Not with the players, but with the coaching staff, they got it. Petty
and
came
then
just in time for Super Bowl pick.
Players-wise, it's Milton Williams. Players-wise, it's
Right,
Milton
yeah,
Williams, but yeah.
just Milton Williams.
Who do we got, Brandon?
So I am on the Seattle Seahawks here. My bad, I'm trying to get my train of thought. I think Sam Darnold is I think he's gonna show up. I like the story too, like going from a guy that was kind of written off as a 3rd overall pick, like to a Super Bowl winner. And I think Seattle just plays good complementary football. I actually think Rashid Shaheed's gonna have a huge game. I would be surprised if he houses another one to the house on the kickoff. I do think it's going to be a close game, though. I know that Vegas has a spread at, I think, -4.5. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this is a game that it comes down to whoever gets the ball last. It would not surprise me at all because I think New England's very good. Obviously, Seattle's good. I think the both running games are good. Obviously, both backs are both on New England, and then obviously now just Kenneth Walker on Seattle. All of them make plays. New England's receivers are going to have to step up. Whether it's Stephon Diggs, Kyle Williams, Mac Hollins, somebody's going to have to make a play. Because as we know, Seattle's defense is very, very good. They have a good trio of quarters. They have a good safety room there as well, too, with Julian Love and Nicky Montgomery. So I think Stephon has to have a big game. I think Travion Henderson is probably going to be very active out of the backfield in terms of catching the ball. Or maybe it's Ramondre too. Maybe it's both. I don't know. But I have no money on Seattle on this one. Mainly because I put a future bet on them to win the Super Bowl before the playoffs. But I do think. Are we doing score predictions right now?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. So I have Seattle winning 24-21.
Okay.
Just for a recap, because we've all given our scores, I have it 25-22 New England. Timmy has it 32-25 Seattle on a Drake May pick 6 at the end of the game to lose it. So he has an all-time moment and an all-time classic.
A reverse
shit.
So we're gonna see the Tracy Porter, but just for the game. And then Kyle has 23-17 Seattle. So Kyle,
Wow.
okay, Kyle,
Wow.
yeah.
Gut feeling,
Him and Tom Brady can stand over there. It's fine.
Wow.
Him and Tom can stand over. I don't rock. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm sure you don't.
I got the picture on our group chat. The Rob Lowe in the NFL hat. That's me at the game. Just like I just want to see both teams play well.
Even if the Jaguars are playing like the 85 Bears, I would still take the Jaguars, even if I knew they were going to get trounced by 20 points.
I did preface. I think it's going to be a great game, that the Patriots have a great shot at winning, but my gut says the Seahawks win. And I have picked the Pats in the previous 3 games, but I do think the luck runs out here, so to speak.
So we are, but no, that's good.
The buck stops here.
So Brandon, one quick thought, because you are a huge music guy. We talked about a lot of this, but the last thought we'll have here. What do you feel about Bad Bunny at halftime? I'm interested what your thoughts are.
I don't mind it. I think I think people are making too big of an outrage over it. I kind of look at it both ways. Like it's I kind of don't care, but like at the same time, like two, like I do agree with like some people, like because the fact that like his music is obviously majority Spanish, and like I understand he's like he's one of the biggest stars in the world. Obviously, a lot of people listen to him, but I feel like a lot of people that listen to him don't understand what the fuck he's saying, or they just don't know Spanish.
Yeah.
So like I don't mind it, but like I also like, am I gonna watch it? Like I don't know. Like I don't know if I'm gonna watch it or not, because obviously I'm not gonna be able to understand what the hell he's saying. I would have liked if they would have pivoted to someone else, but at the end of the day they picked Bad Bunny. Like it's whatever. But I don't agree with like all the criticism and stuff. Like I agree with some of it, like the kind of base that's like, hey, like why wouldn't you pick somebody else? Like, a lot of people, presuming a lot of people there don't understand his music, stuff like that. So I get that, but it's kind of where I draw the line at. But like I said, I would have preferred to have somebody else, but I guess we get Bad Bunny.
Yeah. Okay.
Petty, top 3 Super Bowl foods.
Ooh, buffalo chicken wings. Gotta have buffalo wings. Or just any chicken wing in general. I'm not picky when it comes to the sauce. I'm not a buffalo chicken dip fan, but I'll take the because I don't do ranch or like cream cheese. I know, hot take. Okay. I'm probably gonna get flamed in the comments for that. I see Keenan's face right now. Keenan's got like the
I'm
dead
gonna
stare.
flame you in the comments.
This guy sucks.
This guy stinks.
Brother, this guy stinks.
Yeah, I'm not like I'll do it. Like if there's not like if there's a little bit of cream cheese, I'm like, yeah, cool. But like if there's ranch in there, I'm not touching it.
Interesting.
I do like a cheese like hamburger dip, like a queso dip with like kind of like round hamburger in it. That's pretty good. And honestly, give me chips and salsa too. I'm a big chips and salsa guy. I know it's kind of obscure, but kind of depends on the spread. Like if it's finger foods and like I'll take wings and fries or whatever. But like if you got wings, like some dips and chips and salsa, like I'm set.
Okay.
Chips and salsa, it's like grandparents. They're dependable. They're always going to be there. Can't go wrong with it.
No, you can't go wrong with it. Absolutely.
You know what you get every time.
Yes. Right. Couple questions outside of football for the group. I wasn't aware until like right before I went to sleep last night, but the Winter Olympics started last night. They had their opening ceremony.
Yep.
Does
wow.
anybody here have a favorite winter sport event or Winter Olympic event?
I unfortunately don't watch it, so
Mm.
I don't. Yeah, like
I
maybe
should,
like
but
the
I
half
don't.
pipe snowboarding, like whatever it is. I don't watch it, but
The ski jump. That one's intriguing to watch. As a kid, I always watched the slalom, the giant slalom. I always thought that was intriguing from downhill skiing.
What's that?
It's like you're going downhill fast, super fast, and you have to go through these gates. So you want to get like you have to curve to the left and go just around the flag, and then curve back to the right and go just around the flag, and you just go back and forth. And these people just are hitting the flag at like 80 miles an hour. So there's no way it's not
Jesus.
comfortable. But I'm guessing they're wearing like some protective gear or whatever. But it's always been intriguing because the faster you are, closer you are to the gate. So it's like fun to watch. And then ski jump is just like, how the fuck do they fly for so goddamn long? They're just floating in the air, it feels like. And then how do they not just like break every bone in their body when they land? I don't get it, but that's always fun to watch.
Team bobsled. That's the
Hell
one.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Bobsled, luge, or skeleton, all of those are actually pretty intriguing.
I like Keenan. I don't really watch the Winter Olympics, but I kind of want to tune in this year just a little bit. And it's different than the summer. You don't really have time to like carve out your schedule for it. And you're right in the middle of basketball season too. So, why would I tune into the Winter Olympics? Is how I feel. And I'm just not a winter sports guy. But I do want to tune in. Curling's always funny to watch because I don't know what the hell is going on. So I've always kind of liked watching curling. Like y'all said, luge and bobsled kind of goes crazy. So maybe I will focus on those, especially since they're racing events. Those could be intriguing watches. Figure skating's wild. I think that's super dope because like that's the amount of grace you have to have for that sport is fucking wild. So I never mind watching that. And then weirdly, and maybe this isn't weird, I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority here. I'm not a hockey guy at all. I don't watch hockey. I don't watch the NHL. But if you gave me a choice between NHL and Olympic hockey, I like the way Olympic hockey flows without the fighting, without, whatever else. I know the rules are slightly different, but I remember I watched in 2010, I actually like watched the semifinal and the final and I kind of liked it. So yeah, it's a little better, but it's always intriguing because it does seem like it's compared to the Summer Olympics. It does seem like the Winter Olympics are kind of like second rate. So I was interested to hear your guys' thoughts. Brandon, any J. Cole thoughts while we're here?
So I've listened to the album 3 times through now. Mainly because of at work yesterday. It was a very, very slow day at work, so I had my headphones in for probably 90% of the day. I'd say right now there's probably 1 or 2 songs that I'm like that I don't love that I'm just like, all right, like these are good songs, like they kind of seem like filler songs. Like I think he's 22 for 24, maybe 23 for 24 on the album. I think it's really great music. I love some of the switch ups, love the beats. He had Alchemist work on a couple of those tracks with him. He did, I think, Poor Thing, the one with Tim's Future, and then a couple of other ones. A lot of great beat selections. Love the switch up the flows, like on some of these songs, just kind of like a 180. And honestly, too, like some of the storytelling on there is crazy. Like the song "What If," he's going from Biggie and Tupac's perspective. And then he's talking about on another one. He's talking about hip hop.
I love her again.
Like yeah, he's talking about hip hop on that one, which it took me a couple times to realize it. Then once I did, I'm like, holy shit, he's talking about rap on this one. I love it though. Like I was listening to it last night on the way home from the beach bars. Shout out to the hour drive that I had back. Pretty much got through the whole album again, damn near. So technically almost four listens too. And I think I think it'll definitely go through or go down. I would be surprised a couple years now if it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, yeah, this is an all-time classic. Like especially if it's the last album. But if it is, I'm very pleased with it. I think it's definitely like I would say it's probably top 2 at worst, top 3 in his discography. I think I need a little bit more time but I think it might be his best album for me.
Tim, quickly, I want to go to you. You're not a big music guy, but Cole is one of the guys you said you really like to listen to or you enjoy to listen to. Did you get a chance to listen to the album yesterday?
Nope, didn't even know there was an album, so this is news to me. I will be listening to it tomorrow while I'm at work.
Hell yeah.
I'll make sure I listen to it at least once or twice through, and I'll give you my update post Super Bowl.
Hell yeah. Keen, what were your thoughts?
I was very highly anticipating this album. Obviously, we're all anticipating the fall off. Obviously, he had track 2, which ended up being the Fall Off Inevitable, I think was the name of it, that came out before the birthday blizzard of the 4 tracks that came out on January 28th. And this album here just cemented, like, to me, even though we already knew this, but like, he is just incredibly gifted at rapping. Like, just like the pockets in which he was going in, and he does such a great job of internal rhymes with external rhymes too. So like A B within an A, like within like a BC, like all of that stuff, like his rhyme schemes, pattern, flow, all of that was immaculate on this. And the more and more I listen to it, the more and more I'm picking up on like what the message was of these songs. I know for some people there've been a little bit of mixed review, like some here, some there, whatnot on some of the higher platforms, but I really like it. I don't know if it's his best album yet. Those are things I'm gonna wait on personally, but I think this is a really, really good body of work from him, and if that's the last J. Cole album that I get, I can be satisfied that this is the last album I'm gonna get. I don't think this will be the last we hear of him, like on features or whatnot, because he is a guy who does heavy features and things like that. But this is the last album we get from J. Cole. I can be satisfied that this was the project that we got from it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a deeper dive on this topic.
Oh, we definitely should do a deeper dive, even like next week at some point. We definitely should do a deeper dive at some point in the near future.
We have to.
For sure, because I definitely got a lot of thoughts, and I agree exactly with what Keenan said. Like, it's always comical to me when a rapper says they're retiring. So it's hard for me to take that at face value. If there was one
He's
rapper,
one of the guys.
Right. Yeah. If there's one rapper I'd believe, maybe it'd be J. Cole. But I also like hearing how he rapped on this album, how motivated he was, how much he clearly loves rapping. You can't just turn that off. You can't just hear a dope beat and be like, oh, I'm not going to rap over that. You know? So I agree with Keenan. I think we'll definitely at least hear features from him. And who knows, maybe down the line we'll get another album. But I thought it was dope. I think this is really the first time for J. Cole where it's like been a weekend exclusively to him, where it's like, we're waiting for this album. This weekend's about you. Obviously, it's Super Bowl weekend too, but like music-wise, this weekend's about you. And he delivered. He absolutely delivered. Like, this album is in no way whack. Like, I can't believe that I've actually heard people call it whack, to be honest with you. And I haven't seen many people, but I don't know how you could be a hip-hop fan, hear the beats on this album, hear how Cole's rapping on this album, and not like it, right? So it was refreshing to hear, because I'll be honest, man, like me and Brandon were texting, like when it dropped, 2-6, like when that comes on after the intro, it kind of bored me a little bit because I wasn't expecting it to go in that direction. But then hearing every track after that and hearing what kind of beats he picked and all that, it flowed much better for me. I actually liked 2-6 more after that. But at first, when I first heard it, I was like, I don't know what direction this album's going. That's 24 tracks.
Yeah.
I was already worried with it being 24 tracks because I don't love long albums. And I meant to say to Brandon, like, hey, if he's going to make this 24 tracks, like, it better be mostly hits. And as Brandon said, 22 out of 24, like, that's kind of how I feel too. Like, I don't think there's really any skips on this album at all. There's a few maybe I would take out. I would take out the outro for sure, where he's like freaking doing alt rock. I don't know what the hell he's doing there, but he really did not miss on this album at all. I might even take out that Future and Thames record too. Like, it seems weird next to all the other beats, but it's definitely not a bad song. I wouldn't call it a whack song at all. So, but I thought it was dope. I just thought it was cool that he actually got his appreciation. Like, people love Cole, don't get me wrong, but you know, we've seen Drake, we've seen Kendrick, we've seen other artists, Future. We've seen a lot of artists actually get their weekend where it's like all about them. And this finally officially felt like J. Cole's weekend. And it
Yeah,
honestly, it very much reminded me of Future's the Beef album. It's not coming to me right now, but We Don't Trust You. Definitely reminded me of that, where like track after track after track, you're waiting for a let up and there was no let up. King, go ahead.
I was just going to say, going through like his albums, obviously Friday Night Lights put him on the map. Obviously the warm-ups were good. Friday Night Lights put him on the map. And then the Sideline Story comes out. Born Sinner comes out the same weekend as Kanye. I want to say it came out the same day as Yeezus. So like you
Really?
already are getting I would think January or June 25th, I want to say. And I want to say I was in 13 and came out the same day as Yeezus. And so like that was right around that time. So he didn't have like his own there. And he takes... And then 2014 Forest Hills Drive, like obviously that's there, but like there wasn't like the build up to it. It was just like he kind of like he put that out, and then he goes on a huge hiatus, comes back and drops. I want to say in December with For Your Eyes Only. That came around Absol's album, if I'm remembering this correctly, in like late 2016, like December 2016. So that comes out there, and then that was one of a project he just felt like he put it out because he had like a lot on his mind and just wanted to kind of put it out. It was like there was Neighbors and Immortal, like a couple of songs, but like nothing really. It was just him rapping well. Then he comes back and he's on his feature kill from American Dream on, then KOD. But then you're right. This felt like we've been waiting for this for a while, and like Cole gets his moment. So like he kind of like it pushes and like he gets like his full moment. It felt like that. I agree with that, and I think he delivered. So I think I was excited for this going into the Super Bowl, and this didn't let me down, and I'm hopeful that the Super Bowl does the same and that everyone else here on the podcast is wrong. Yeah. But is that everything that everyone has? This is a longer pod, but it was fun. I'm glad that we got to talk about a bunch here. But is there any other comments before we get out of here today?
Go Pats.
Go Pats. Absolutely. Warner Brothas Podcast, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that Warner Brothas Podcast. We appreciate all of you guys. Brandon, thank you for the last second, fourth quarter show up. Hey, that's that late game touchdown we got from Brandon. We appreciate it. But we'll be seeing you guys again with Super Bowl coverage, J. Cole talk, NBA All-Star game around the corner. We got a lot of stuff coming up here coming soon. So we'll be talking about that again very soon.